Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and this is my review of episode 4 of season 2. Wait, I'm screwing up the nomenclature. You say the season first. Season 2, episode 4, An Obol for Sharon for Star Trek Discovery. So this one was a little different because I didn't watch it all in one place. I started it very late at night, and then I finished it in the morning. And I got to say, I thought this one was great. Another thing to say is this being parceled out one episode per week. I actually like it now. It makes it a really big deal because, this is not, Scorpion on CBS. This is not some regular procedural cheap lawyer show. It's a big deal. You're basically getting a half, or, a third of a big budget movie every week, which is pretty insane. So this one is the first of the one that was supposedly the first three were used up a lot of the season's budget, and then after episode 4 and beyond, they were basically not on a tight budget, but they had to be more frugal about it. So I thought we were going to get some of those bottle episodes. Bottle episodes are where when they didn't leave the ship, because he would save on money. From TNG, and I guess technically every episode of Deep Space Nine is a bottle episode. Well, no, they'd go out on the Defiant, they'd go out on the shuttlecraft and stuff like that. But anyway, so this one continued with the Tilly being infected by the Venom symbiote. There, one of the things that I realized, because there's a lot of grinding of gears. A lot of times you expect something to be one thing, and when it isn't that, it kind of drives you nuts. I remember the first time I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought Peter Quill, Star-Lord, was going to be like a cool Han Solo type. Instead, he was like this goofball sitcom idiot. So the first time I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, I hated it. It just annoyed me because I thought I was going to see a Han Solo movie. And then when I realized what it was, I saw it the second time and I loved it. I saw it a couple more times in the theaters. So the biggest problem with Star Trek Discovery is people say, oh, it's not a Star Trek show. It is a Star Trek show, but it's a Star Trek soap opera. Obviously the original series, TNG, Deep Space Nine, they were science fiction. The Kelvin timeline, that was action schlock. And this is soap opera. You are going to see so many women with watery eyes, so many clasped hands. You're going to feel like you're watching Young and the Restless or Falcon Crest or something like that. It's a soap opera, and it has to be accepted as a soap opera. If you watch it as a soap opera, it's pretty good. So they had two things. They had the classic space entity is trapping the Enterprise, the Discovery, and they got to figure out what to do with it. Then there's another issue with the Venom virus, the spore, whatever you call that, blob, and then Saru has his end of life cycle Ponfar, type of thing triggered, and he's about to either go crazy or get consumed or kill himself. So overall, I was really, really interested in it. One of my favorite things is they brought back Jet Reno, Jett Reno. That name, like, you can't. I've seen people get angry about it. I don't know how you can see that name written in subtitles, because I always had the captions on because I was a machine gunner, so my higher end hearing is a little bad. But when you see it written down and when someone says it, it's freaking entertaining as hell. I love it. So Jet Reno is this. Everyone's an engineer, but no one seems like. She's like a mechanic, and the other engineer, Stamets, who I always think is a doctor, is an engineer. They're in what do you call it? Central engineering. But she was picked up, I believe, 2 episodes ago as a cat. Her ship has crashed, and she was the last healthy member of it. So she's been, I guess, seconded to main engineering. And so they get stuck in kind of a pretty cheesy explanation. Oh, they're trapped in engineering and they can't get out. And so it's, oh yeah, they did a lot of things to kind of confine people to certain parts of the ship to make it more affordable. But they have to solve an issue with Tilly because she gets reattached to the not venom virus. And then there's another issue with the planet. So the planet, spoilers, go watch it, is that the planet is, it's not a planet, it's like a big entity. And it knows it's dying, so it wants to pass on its knowledge. So it basically grabs onto the Discovery, which is bad because it's kind of like a little mini star, so it's going to explode. There's also a kind of almost ridiculously silly time hack thing. It's like, Spock is getting away and we're going to lose his warp signature in 6 minutes. It's like, yeah, the Spock thing is really minor. As soon as you're dealing with the ship being trapped by something that's going to explode or maybe eat it, Spock goes out the window. Spock is, I forget if you, isn't chasing Spock just something that, not Pine. It's not Captain Pine. Captain not Kirk. Captain sort of Kirk. Just decided to do, did he get an order? I forget. That's one of the things when you can't binge, you forget little plot points. But it's not central, you know. So Spock getting away, just do a subspace, you know, relay message. He's out too far, whatever. Can't you send like a, don't they have satellites all over the place? Or a little relay station? Anyway, that one was kind of silly because they're like, oh, if we leave this, we're not going to be able to find Spock anymore. It's like, do you guys know you're in a TV show that's a spinoff of a much bigger TV show? Because Spock is just another guy in Starfleet. I don't, like, everyone's talking about him. The funny thing is that Burnham was this huge traitor and the first traitor or mutineer in Starfleet history. And even at, like, in season 2, like, they do a 6-month time jump. And then people just kind of sort of recognize her. It's like the first mutineer in Starfleet history who started a war with the Klingons. And the average Starfleet person just kind of, is that? I'm not sure. It's like not knowing, it's like being in the military in 2002 and not knowing who Bin Laden is or what he looks like. So almost just people just barely knew like this big person in Starfleet history. But then Spock, who was a science officer who killed people, but they kept a secret, like everybody knows about him and wants to get him. So the episode starts off with Sherilyn Fenn. No, it was Rebecca Romaine. I was shocked. So Rebecca Romaine comes out of the transporter looking like Sherilyn Fenn, and she's got the dyed black hair, and it was, my brain was going a little wonky because I was like, I know this person. Who is this person? I don't know who this person is. But they have a little talk with her and Captain Not Kirk. I can't believe it's not Kirk. Margarine Kirk. I like this guy, Anson Mount, whatever his name is. First of all, I don't even remember what they spoke about because their chemistry together was off the freaking charts. So that was very distracting. But she was wearing the kind of like basic primary color, older Starfleet or prime Starfleet uniform. So I always like seeing that. And then they actually did explain, they did a little bit, because one of the big things is that Star Trek Discovery is canon, and it's going to lead right into Star Trek the original series, but everything is way more advanced. So then they do this little kind of like goofy in-joke where there's these holographic, communicators, projectors on all of the other Starfleet, the Shenzhou and the Discovery, and basically everyone, the Klingon ships. But the Enterprise doesn't have it, and they're having some problems with it. So Captain Not Kirk says for them to rip it out and just use view screens. It's fine. All this stuff has been hopelessly confused, but it was kind of fun and cute. Overall, we got to see a lot more Stamets that I've ever seen, although I've only seen like 3 episodes of season 1. I really like Jet Reno. I hope they make her like the Scotty of the thing, because Stamets just always seems like a doctor to me. I don't know why. It was good. It was entertaining. I liked it a lot. Um, uh, the had a Saru thing where he's no longer a prey. He's kind of gotten past that. So I'm interested. Did they talk much on the Red Angel? No, they were just kind of trapped in space. Although they just received like 100,000 years of memories from this planet entity. So everyone knows how TV works. They're processing the information, and something crucial later in the season is going to come from that. That's fine. It's cool because they had an opportunity to blow it up. The funny thing is, there was actually a pretty tense scene where it was the classic Star thing. Oh, we're science, and we should learn from this, but it could kill us, and if we got to lower our shields. And it actually felt like borderline negligent for Pike, Captain Pike, Captain Pike to lower the shields. It's like to me, it was like a risk versus reward. It's like the reward is you get 100,000 years of knowledge from a space entity. The risk is everyone on your thing dies. But I think they even had to. They were gonna die anyway because they were still trapped. So it was one of those tough decision type of thing. It was one of those things where I can see later in the season him getting busted down or losing his captaincy over it because it was a pretty rough call. But overall, good episode. I liked it. I'm excited about whatever else happens next. I really like Star Trek Discovery. I'm gonna go start catching up more with season 1. So anyway, tell me what you think about this episode. Tell me what you think about my video review on it. And then I'm gonna do somebody was saying that the latest episode of The Flash was really good this week. So I'll do that tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.